Hi, so I'm getting ready to go out to dinner with my parents, and this is so random, but I was thinking about optimism and how recently I've had conversations with people where I make it no secret that I'm honestly not mad that 2025 is almost over. Like, I'm ready for her to go. She's had her time. Let's wrap it up. And having these conversations with people have made me realize how underappreciated but so necessary optimistic people are to society, because every single time I just flat out say, in the midst of a conversation where people are already being pessimistic and negative about politics, mind you, within the context of, I'm like, oh yeah, like, honestly, like, can't wait to celebrate New Year's for 2026, because I just want to move on from whatever this was, because literally not only has this year been bad, I think collectively, globally, all of that, it has been kind of not that great for me personally. And I had a depressive slump in the middle of the year that really just wasn't fun. And every single time I say this, like, yeah, 2025 was like super awful. I'm so excited to move on. Someone is like, why? Oh my God, like, why? Not me having to explain why I'm not a big fan of 2025 in the year 2025. I'm just so tempted to turn around and pivot and be like, girl, are you good? And then I get called negative or, being pessimistic, like, oh, there were some good things that happened. Like, obviously, yeah, like there's always something good that happens, but I just think that I am allowed a healthy level of pessimism every once in a while as a treat. That's when I realized that so many people mistake optimism for like unawareness, ignorance, just going along blindly. And I think it's quite the opposite. I don't think that somebody is an optimist if they're like happy all of the time and they refuse to acknowledge facts and truths. I think that makes you asleep. I think that makes you very, very ignorant, very unaware. True optimism and a true optimistic person is someone who has seen, the light and the dark, so to speak, and they still choose the light every single time. But that doesn't mean that you don't acknowledge that there's darkness. I try to be optimistic a lot of the time, but also, and especially my family can attest to this, but like, I'm not afraid to have those really tough political discussions at dinner. Another thing that makes this even more difficult is that when people start asking like, oh, why? I feel forced to, because there's a lot of things at a global level that I can't speak with like perfect, expertise on, right? So sometimes it feels like I'm cornered into talking about why this year sucked for me personally. And then I feel uncomfortable because I'm like, well, now I'm gonna like, I don't want to overshare. Like, I don't want to tell you all of this stuff because then I'm gonna be the bad guy for having like overshared with you. Hey divas, it's the next morning. I was watching footage from last night and realized that I never fully wrapped up what I was saying, my grand thesis statement, if you will. But basically what I was getting at was that optimism is often misunderstood to be this like blindness, this unawareness, this non-acknowledgement of suffering, when in reality it is the conscious, hopeful weighing of choices and ultimately choosing the one that furthers and progresses who you are as a person and your values and your ideals more sustainably for the long term. It sucks when you don't always get acknowledgement or validation or appreciation for always choosing to look on the bright side despite how hard things are. But you know what also never gets a medal? Suffering needlessly or being a miserable bitch and dragging other people into your misery with you. So it's kind of like, which one do you want to choose, right? because it's not really about the other person or how other people see you. It's not about the other. It's about how you conduct yourself, right? It's kind of like boundaries. You know, boundaries are not when you try to force the other person to change their behavior. It's when you assert how you are going to navigate the situational parameters and, you know, react based off of how this person is behaving, like, or persons are behaving. When you live through life waiting and hoping for people to acknowledge how optimistic you are, it can be kind of miserable because it's rarely going to happen. And when it does happen, it's not as satisfying as you think it's going to be. So trust me when I say, like, go easy on your heart, be nice to yourself, and don't expect that from other people. Optimism really is just hopeful discernment. It's deciding, you know, I really want to send that long paragraph text. I really want to be this person's karma so bad, but that just might not be who I am though. Trust, I'm in full support of people being messy and sending the paragraph text when it is necessary and when it is required. But what I'm getting at is, if that's not you, if that's not who you know yourself to be, and that's not your character or how you want to be or how you want to conduct yourself in situations, don't betray yourself and make the healing process even longer by delaying yourself the allowance of self-advocation. Because, like, the amount of times that I had to tell myself, like, you're allowed to advocate and stand up for yourself here. That's okay. That's actually quite necessary because you can't expect anybody else to do it for you. So yeah, that's what I was getting at, divas. Also, thank you so much for the love on my first video. Like, y'all had me like like giggling and kicking my feet and shit. So, like, thanks. Oh my God. Anyways, I'll see y'all next time. Take care of yourselves. Happy November. I hope everybody had a safe Halloween and had a good time. Yeah, period. Okay, bye.